The gun's muzzle is still warm against your temple. Fired recently, just not at you. Not yet. Dominic Faro's hand doesn't shake. You a cop, he says, tell me now, or God tells you later. For words, wrong ones, and this alley keeps your body. Say nothing. Count the trash can lids. Don't blink first. Rewind 3 years. None of this exists yet. Not Dominic, not the alley, not the name you'll answer to more than your own. Frank Delgado, the agent who recruited you, keeps a photo pinned above his desk. Himself at 30, thinner, a stranger's face. You want his job one day. He wants you to understand the price tag first. 21 weeks at Quantico, and the instructor says evidentiary chain like a prayer. Your law school roommate just signed for $190,000 at a downtown firm. Your trainee pay $41,860 before tax, before Mara stops mentioning it out loud. You didn't come here for the money. You keep telling yourself that helps. Right hand raised in a hallway that still smells of new carpet. The oath of office recited alongside 40 strangers who scatter to 40 field offices by Friday. Support and defend sounds simple out loud in a building where your photo is already filed under a badge number instead of name. You call Mara after, not before. Hogan's Alley, a fake town built only to shoot at you. Actors playing bank robbers who scream real enough to chill your hands. Your instructor calls hesitation before the first shot the thing that gets agents killed. You clear the scenario under the max. Nobody claps. Nobody here is supposed to. The dorm smells of gun oil and instant coffee. 40 trainees down the hall pretending the same thing you are. That a wedding ring means the same thing here it did at home. Mara's voice on the phone gets thinner every Sunday. Not sadder, just further away. You spin the ring off, on, off. Delgado, passing, doesn't say stop. First office of assignment, a stakeout van that smells worse than the dorm ever did. The target stares dead at the van. At you, 1 full second before deciding a parked car isn't worth the trouble. Delgado exhales like he'd been holding it the whole time. Your own heartbeat wasn't there a second ago. It's back now loud. Weeks of logs, plates, a name that means nothing yet. Sal Trapani. Delgado slides your first review across without looking up. Unusually comfortable lying, he writes, and means it as the highest compliment the Bureau has. You're not sure yet whether to be proud of that sentence. Delgado pitches you to the undercover review board like a defense attorney. A psych workup, a marriage he doesn't mention, 6 years of his own case as the only qualification he thinks he needs to cite. 3 senior agents ask if you can lie to someone's face for years without it costing you anything. You answer the question they didn't ask instead. Delgado picks the undercover certification applicants himself and picks you over 3 agents with twice your seniority. He ran 6 years under someone else's name once, divorced twice, remarried never. He doesn't warn you about bullets. He warns you about something slower. You don't play a man. You become him till the job ends. Most don't come all the way back. Certified Undercover Employee. A file at headquarters that has to clear before you're legally allowed to become someone else. Group I, they call Sal Trapani's crew. Sensitive enough Washington signs off before you do. Take off the ring, Delgado says before you even ask why. Ray Cole doesn't wear one. 6 hours with a bureau psychologist who isn't looking for weakness. Exactly. She's looking for the specific kind of person who can hold 2 names in one head without one of them winning. Family Strain gets its own section in her report, longer than the section on danger. You answer honestly. Some answers surprise you on the way out. You learn Sal's whole world by rote before you ever shake his hand. His dead wife's name, his son's little league batting average, the diner he's superstitious about, the exact sugar in his espresso. Cover story drilling, Delgado calls it. Ray Cole's biography gets more real, some weeks, than your own does. $12,000, marked, photographed, counted twice before it leaves the Bureau's hands, and once more once Sal's crew counts it themselves. None of it is yours, evidence wearing the shape of cash. Your real paycheck posts the same Friday, it always does. $63,000, untouched by any of this. Sal Trapani deals you into a backroom game like you've always been there, and 3 hands in, it feels true. 58, funny, generous with the wrong kind of money, genuinely glad you're around. Nobody warned you the hardest part of this job is liking the man you're built to destroy. Sal's son Nicky turns 9 at a back table birthday dinner and calls you Uncle Ray without anyone teaching him to. Sal toasts you like family, A hand heavy on your shoulder the way your own father never managed. You laugh at all the right moments. Ray Cole is good at this. That's the part that scares you. The crew's rules are simpler than the bureau's. Never talk business on a phone. Never bring a stranger to the club. Never ask where the money that isn't yours actually goes. A junior associate named Dominic Faro watches you a beat too long every time you walk in. Sal waves it off. You don't. 3 missed calls from Mara. Cold fries on the seat of a car registered to nobody you actually are. The ring is a shape in your jacket pocket you've stopped reaching for without noticing. The dashboard clock reads 3:14 a.m. and you don't remember driving here. Some nights, woken fast, you can't say which name would come out first. Dominic drags a suspected rat onto the dock at 2 a.m. and hands you the gun. Calm as a favor between friends. You can't stop it without ending yourself, the case, and every agent whose future rides on it. Sal watches you hesitate and, for the first time, looks almost afraid for you. Family bleeds together, Ray, or family doesn't trust you. The recorder taped under your ribs catches every word that will convict Sal, including the ones where he calls you his own son's godfather. The tape doesn't lie the way you do. It just listens. Delgado calls it the cleanest case of his career. You call it something you don't have a word for yet, and don't go looking for one. A courier 2 rungs below Dominic gets picked up on an unrelated gun charge, and, given the math, decides cooperating beats a decade upstate. He doesn't know your real name either. Nobody outside the bureau does anymore. His statement corroborates 6 months of your own recordings in one afternoon, cheaper than anything you risked to get them yourself. The target wall pins Sal's photo dead center, red string running to Dominic, to the ledger, to 11 other names you've eaten dinner with. Delgado asks if you can still do the job. You say yes before you've decided it's true. Ray Cole would say yes. Some days you're not sure who's answering. Sal takes 11 years, Dominic 14. Nikki is 19 the last time you check. Quietly, a habit you can't quite break. Supervisory Special Agent now. A desk, a squad of certified undercover employees, none paid $1 extra for the specific danger of becoming someone else. Same GS scale as the analyst 3 doors down. You brief a 26-year-old agent on her first group I opt the way Delgado once briefed you. The file, the cover, the family she's about to be adopted into and eventually betray. She asks if it gets easier. You give her the true answer instead of the comforting one. You don't tell her about the ring. 6 cases running at once now across 3 field offices, a wall of screens instead of one target wall, your own name on the authorization line instead of the case file. The scale is bigger. The stakes, somehow, read smaller from up here. Numbers on a screen instead of a hand heavy on your shoulder at a birthday dinner. Her case runs 4 years, cleaner than yours. Delgado retires the year. She gets certified, a pension, a fishing boat, silence where a family used to be. You send a card. He doesn't write back. Some costs get paid quietly, off to the side, where the story doesn't usually look. Assistant Special Agent in charge, then Special Agent in charge of the whole field office, budget lines, press liaisons, a corner office with a window Ray Cole never once stood behind. $180,000 a year. The first number in this entire climb that's actually legally yours to spend. DOJ liaisons, congressional staffers, a senator's aide who wants the forfeiture numbers dressed up before he'll release your office's budget. The Bureau's real currency was never cash or convictions. It's the story told about both, and you're still good at building a story someone else believes completely. A press conference, $300 million in assets seized under your office this year, cameras on your good side, a reporter asking how it feels. You give the line Delgado gave you a decade back, like justice, smoother than it should come, considering you still don't fully believe it. Mara left in year 6, not out of anger, just exhaustion at competing with a man who wasn't legally real. Neither of you calls it anyone's fault out loud. You are the ring most days now, out of habit more than meaning. Some nights you still reach for it in a jacket pocket that stopped existing 15 years ago. A closed-door hearing, DOJ Oversight Council across the table, asking about a nationwide forfeiture total running past $4 billion a year, every field office, every year. Nobody in the room asks what it cost the agents who actually walked into those rooms wearing someone else's name. You don't volunteer it. 20 years later you learn, secondhand, what happened after the alley. Dominic never pulled the trigger because Sal, already half suspecting, the file confirms, put a hand on his arm, and said, "Let it go. We need him tonight." Sal knew. So let you live anyway. You read that page 3 times before you can close the file. 57. Federal law retires you whether you're ready or not. The same statute for every agent who ever wore the badge, SAC or trainee. No exceptions bought or earned. Your pension, 40% of your best 3 years, fixed, final. The one number in this whole climb the bureau controls instead of you. A guest lecture at Quantico, 21 weeks into some stranger's 21 weeks. A trainee the age you were the day Delgado first watched you lie convincingly. She asks if it gets easier. You almost answer as Ray Cole before you catch it. The wrong name right on the edge of your mouth, 20 years later. It gets easier to do. It never gets easier to undo. The classroom smells the same as it did 20 years ago. Chalk, gun oil, someone's nervous coffee. Your ring is back on, worn smooth now at the spot the old callus never got the chance to form. Ray Cole doesn't officially exist anymore. Reaching for your own name first, some nights, you're not entirely sure that's true.